All right, everybody, what's going on? I'm Damon, co-host Steven, and we're joined by our friends Glatz, Pat, Clark, and Navy vet Nick. Sweetness. Anyway, this is the podcast where we're going to talk about games and current shit going on. So let's get started. So today's discussion is going to be Marvel Rivals. I'm pretty sure this shit has been in everyone's fucking feed for the past like 2 months.
Fuck that game, bro.
You fucked that game? You wild. You wild.
This is crazy.
So
Dead game.
I was about to say, so I'm just curious, y'all. General thoughts on the game right now. What you got?
I had a 47 second queue time the other day.
Dead game.
Clearly a dead game. It's definitely getting to the dead game. I was about to say, I mean, think about it. When the game started, you didn't even, it didn't even get to 1. It was 0-0. You was in the game immediately.
Hey, bro, look. My gold, I had a 2-second timer. Y'all just got too good. That's the problem. Y'all got to come back to the plebs. There's more of a bracket you guys can play with. You know what
Steven,
I mean?
I feel like the main reason. Hold on,
I can't go back.
The main reason, Steven, you had a 2-second timer is because your system was lagging to keep up. It said 2 seconds for you. We were at 45 seconds.
Hey, bro, look. I got a new system now, my guy.
Yeah, you went to the console. You're a dirty console player now.
We tapped it. We locked in.
Yeah. So I couldn't see the hand. The hand was blurry.
People moving like this.
L-mans.
Yeah.
I'm an insta-lock DPS player only.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a filthy support player, so I think I have the best takes on this game, let's be honest. Everybody is insanely overpowered, and they're nerfing all of my baby girls.
I think they're nerfing everyone you have Lord with right now, right?
By the way.
Mantis, Luna, Snow, and fucking Cloak.
The thing is, the Cloak and Dagger thing is a little overkill. I'm totally okay with multi-stacking, but you should be able to stack 1 over 1. That should be perfectly okay.
Yeah, because most people do the 1-1-2-2.
Yeah,
I mean that's just the standard.
Yeah, because you're supposed to go 1-1 or 1-1-1 and then 2 coming backward. That should be the perfect idea. I don't get me wrong. I think upping all of the ultimate costs is an absolutely perfect idea. I completely agree with that. And I understand that she is like skill level wise the easiest support to enter the game with. But you're clipping her wings. You're clipping the hell out of her wings. I think you could have done more to Luna Snow. I'm happy with Adam Warlock getting, kind of a balance up, like a let me keep up with everybody else kind of thing. But I'm hurt off Mantis probably the most. Mantis cooked me.
Adam Warlock just I honestly think nerfing Cloak and Dagger is healthy for the game.
I do too.
Because the problem with Cloak and Dagger is she's a crutch for a lot of players.
Yes.
Because a lot of players can play Cloak and Dagger because she takes no aim and her cooldowns are very easy to use. But the problem is, whenever they get into higher rated games, they only know how to play Cloak and Dagger.
It's true.
Most players don't know how to play other supports.
That's a perfect.
And now, when somebody takes
it's that and
their
Rocket, but people don't use Rocket right either on fucking like.
No, that's a perfectly good take. I agree that she's definitely handicapping a lot of people because there's too many people in the community who are like, I'm an insta-log duelist. Okay, cool. I can't play duelist. I'm playing Cloak and Dagger. That's a completely valid take.
And what you'll find as you climb up the ladder, actually, duelist is the last rank that gets taken in higher ranks. Support's the first rank that's taken.
Oh yeah,
100%.
That's like you see, that's like all the time.
And so, I think forcing people to choose other supports, I think is healthy for the game overall, and can encourage more interesting gameplay. I think the fact that Adam got buffed is an interesting choice.
Honestly, I think he's pretty strong as is. Like, they buffed his auto attack damage, which is already, if you had that shit on a scroll, one taps a lot of fucking duelists and other supports. Yeah, and the soul bond, a little bit extra healing is okay, but yeah.
I'm overall happy with the the increased resource costs of ultimates.
Oh no, it was out of control,
especially
100%.
on supports.
I don't think anyone wanted triple support meta. I don't think the designers had that intended. I think
that needed to go away.
The community hated it. So I think getting out of triple support meta while also, it comes directly from just a couple nerfs on the key supports, which were.
I mean, quite honestly, these will adjust it, but the people who want to run 3 or 7-1-3, I don't think it's auto meta. It's not. Like the 2-2-2 setup it was still at the top. If you look at like the top team comps and the higher ranks and shit, it was still 2-2-2. You know, the
I think
3
everything
never
should be viable, but very specific in scenario. Not like, hey, this is now the de facto. You know, triple support should never be the de facto meta.
No, I completely agree. You don't want it to. You don't want to end up like.
And I really just got tired from playing other roles where it just was like, oh hey, I here's a great time to use my ultimate. Oh, counter. There's too many supports that have counter ultimates, and they were on way too short of a cooldown, so it was just a counter fest. So everyone's just all the supports are just holding their ult, waiting for someone to cast theirs so they can just counter.
Well, that's
so
the majority.
Very
like,
boring game.
So Magneto, fucking like Iron Man, like those are 2 people that are perfect counters to people like Luna and Cloak. Like I wait and hold my ult as Magneto or as Iron Man until I see Luna start dancing or Cloak start dashing away.
Yeah, but it never sets up for like an aggressive ult. It always sets up for
a counter. So you are correct. You are correct.
I mean, that's what's interesting about one of the characters they're bringing in, is that they're actually opening up those aggressive ult playstyles. But we might get to that in a little bit.
Oh yeah, no. We'll talk about patch notes and a little bit more things in depth here in a minute. But
kind of are.
Absolutely. I mean, that's kind of where we're at now.
Yeah, I was more hinting towards the new characters, but yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the supports was definitely the biggest changes, and then everything a little balanced. I mean, they're doing a good job. I think the supports are meta. Like, I would say anything under Grandmaster, it was like, not that big of a deal. Like, you'd see them occasionally, but it didn't feel like the games are unwinnable.
Yeah, it's totally fair.
Speaking of which, one take I have is a lot of times people, and we'll go bronze to fucking Grandmaster. All right, we're just gonna throw a wide breadth at that.
How about this? Before we make this take, I think it's important that we share. Just like guys, shout out your rank so everybody knows like
Diamond 3,
where our concern is coming from.
Yeah, like Diamond 3.
Also Diamond 3.
Plat 3.
Gold 1.
I'm Bronze 3.
Grandmaster 5.
Grandmaster.
GM 5. Look at you. 5 points in GM.
I feel like I'm at a diamond caliber, but I just didn't play enough rank.
I mean, everyone knows. Like the entire community understands that platinum is the craziest elo hell. Yeah. Like that's just where it is.
Yeah.
So anybody in high gold to platinum is just like, this game sucks because everybody thinks they're good and they're not, and that's okay.
And then obviously we like playing together. We got into this weird state where some people were playing more than others, and therefore we all got
just out of sync.
The rank discrepancy where we can't play with each other.
Believe senpai to my left over
basically
here.
I stole from silver to platinum. And
hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, there's too many of you guys who wanted to queue with people I didn't want to queue with. Listen, I'm only gonna be so good at this game, right? There's only so far I'm gonna go. I will absolutely be the first to renege and not play with certain people, and I will not name those people because I love them outside of the game.
Nick.
Well, I couldn't, Nick. I couldn't have queued with you 4 hours into playing Marvel.
Well, I was gonna say, I
was rank dropped from you. I can't play with you in ranked.
I was.
So
he means he's too far away from you to play ranked. But what I was gonna say is a lot of games like this, people look at, okay, well, who are the top teams banning? Like who in one above all is getting banned the most? And I don't think people really look at, hey, within my tier, who should I be banning here? A perfect example of this is kind of what I want to get into a little bit, but like I was gonna ask you guys like who your preferred bans are. Now y'all already know, and for the viewers right now, I'm gonna let you know right now. The whole Wolverine fucking that y'all want to ban and the Hulk, like y'all are not really thinking this through. The number of good like Wolverine players sub Grandmaster is far and few in between. But you know what there's a lot more of? Excellent Groot players and excellent Bucky players. 2 people who I've seen change the entire course of a game. And a lot of people right now who are in the plat area, I can tell you right now, you've probably seen hella Buckies just shitting on your team. You don't really have bans lower level, but I'm just saying.
I will speak from personal experience.
You good, bro?
I literally was just in a game. No, I was literally just in a game. David was like, please make sure that you ban Groot. I had other people on my team. We still won this game, but they had a Lord Groot and a Lord Wolverine, and those two were the absolute scariest on their team.
100%. But if you ban Groot, real talk, Wolverine is like the main counter to Groot. Most of the other tanks, with the exception of like Magneto, they got decent movement. They're probably gonna get out. If Groot's not in the game, who, by the way, more people will have a comfortable time playing. And let's be real, we've all had a bad Groot in our games too, where they're throwing up walls that are blocking your shots, or just not like doing the most, and it's causing you problems. I'm telling you right now. But no, it's you gotta stop looking at who's being banned and one above all, and you gotta look at who's really fucking your teams over in your gold games and your platinum games.
So that may be true, but as the resident
Listen.
player here, fuck
Oh,
that
Nick,
noise.
I love that. Hold on,
I'm
Nick,
gonna
I love
ban
that.
Wolverine every fucking time, just for mental health reasons.
Once he's here, ain't nobody worried about Groot.
Yeah.
I was about
I'm
to
gonna
say.
throw them fours up every time.
Dude, I don't know about you guys though, but like we've played together as a group, and I feel like Groot is the #1 person we struggle against.
Oh, 100%.
I agree. He's absolutely worth his ban.
I mean, it's the community's issue overall as a whole. Like, you see me and Pat yelling in comms all the time. You see Onks, you see fucking Namor turrets, Groot walls. Yeah. You gotta kill that shit, and people don't want to focus it, and they don't realize how threatening it is.
It's the DPS's job to kill it.
100%.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Let's say my other hot take, and real talk, I've been seeing more people talk about this on Instagram, and it makes me happy that like it's getting recognized. A duelist's job is not to do damage. I will say this 1,000 times over. A duelist is not there to do damage. You are there to finish off kills. If you have 30,000 damage in a game and you have 20 kills, but you only have like 7 fucking finishing hits, you are not doing your job, and you are feeding the enemy team their ultimates.
I agree with most of that. I feel like if you have a ton of eliminations, that's
No.
okay.
If you have like 20,000 damage, 25 kills, and 18 eliminations, you're doing your job. You're gonna
but
you're
even if you
gonna
don't
do
have
damage.
final hits, you contributed enough to get the elimination.
100%,
I
but
think
more
you
often
have
than
a
not,
bunch
you
of damage
see
and
Punishers with like 30,000 damage and like 27 kills, but like 3 eliminations. What do you think that Punisher was doing? Shooting his turret into a fucking tank. That's what he was doing.
No, I mean I don't hate where you're at. The problem is I think the current state of the game is tanks have the hardest job when in actuality the duelists should have the hardest job.
I think tanks make it hard on themselves. Honestly, I do.
No. The thing is, tanks have such technical play. It's like, hey,
Agreed.
Don't over position myself. Agreed. Don't make me do this. Don't make me do that. Stay in line of sight of my healers.
Exactly.
Make sure I'm protecting my DPS when they go dive on the very few instances that they actually do dive. Make sure my back isn't to a wall so that I can get away if I need to get away. Everything you can think of. But the problem is, and to your point, the duelist should have the most difficult job. You are there for site management. You are there for anti-dive. You are there for peel, and there you are for closing. That is your job. You by paper should have the hardest job, but right now tanks and healers have the 2 hardest jobs.
The biggest
and I'm
issue
sorry,
I've seen with duelists,
you'll never
by the way,
convince me that the healer isn't the second hardest job.
Oh no, I think
meta.
healing is actually harder because you're getting focused more. But I was gonna say for duelists, people want to play the hero role. Oh yeah, no, but for duelists, what I'm saying is, because I agree with you, duelists want to play that hero role. They want to get the dopamine of seeing the fucking hit markers and doing damage.
For sure.
When in reality, that's like you said, if the fucking backline like Glatz is getting pushed, and you're out there just pumping damage into the fucking venom, you're wasting everyone's time. You're not helping.
Because when you look at the grand meta, when you're talking about shield tanks, right? When you're looking at Magneto and Doctor Strange, they're both playing games inside of their own game. Magneto is making sure that he's getting his kinetic pull back so he can continuously use his abilities. He makes sure he's shielding the right people at the right time. Strange is playing fucking 5-dimensional chess because it's like, let me shield manage after my shield's been nerfed 3 times. Let me, animation cancel when I'm reloading. Let me make sure I'm doing all of these things. Make sure I'm popping my ult in an appropriate time for my team. Meanwhile, I'm in the backline on Mantis, funneling between auto-attacking, boosting my own attack, boosting other people, and healing people, all while being dove by some, face roller, and my magic is, 8 miles away from me.
Was in that game, can confirm, was not fun.
Support needs support.
I'm just saying, man, who heals the healer? I don't need you to heal me. I need you to keep me alive. That's what I need from you.
Help me.
Yeah, or at least soak damage so we can heal you. Like,
please.
Yeah.
We had this dude complain in the game today. He was like, I got 14,000 damage taken as a DPS. Where's my heals? I was like, sir,
you took 14,000 damage as a DPS.
Damage blocked implies that you were healed. You had 14,000 damage taken.
Yeah,
but
damage block is a really bad moniker.
Times.
It should be damage taken.
Sir, my job was done.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, it is crazy, bro. And what's so crazy about this game too is that people point fingers. I feel like
the lack of accountability is insane.
It's insane, bro. Like I was trying to play Iron Fist, right? And every match you go into, everybody interlocks duelists. You're legit just looking at each other.
No, it's the hero syndrome, bro. People are like, oh, I'm him. You're not. Very few people are him. You are not gonna be in fucking Silver fucking 2 and you're him. Sorry, you're not.
Yeah. Fact. Yeah.
Debatable. Well, what about these new characters?
Ooh, the new champions look kind of.
So,
yeah.
I think going back to Glatz's point that the game for a little while has lacked like true offensive ult pressure. It's very much been like a counter meta, right? So everyone's ult is used to like counter everybody else's ult. There isn't like an ult that doesn't necessarily like just wins. But with the introduction of Human Torch,
oh my god, yes,
that ult combo that he has with Storm, that is devastatingly strong.
Yeah.
Now you have to use 2 ults in tandem, and it's the first in-game like ult team up that we've seen.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
But that will actually overcome a healer ult. For instance,
it
will kill Luna out of her ult.
Mantis
Storm.
Storm is still in a strong spot.
We didn't talk about that a little bit, but she's very powerful.
So Storm got nerfed.
Storm got brought into line with everyone else. Let's just call it what it is. She was dog water the fucking season 0.
Out of pocket.
She is in line with everyone else and a little bit stronger now. A little bit stronger.
I mean, they made her what she needed to be because she always should have been as strong as she was.
And the devs
this is my last take
job.
because I do need to disappear for about 10-15 minutes. So I just want to make my last take really quick. I'm telling you right now, I'm insta banning her because if I see a singular Human Torch murder me and then draw a 4 in the ground with his fire lines, I'm uninstalling. I will uninstall. Listen, I will not be on that sweaty, bitchless kid's fucking highlight reel. You're not gonna kill me on screen, throw up the 4, and then draw a 4.
Hey, senpai, is that you on TikTok? Oh shit, he's getting cooked. Let me stop.
I will not take this. I will not take this. I'm a Mantis player. I can't sleep you. You're gonna be too high in the sky. If you draw a 4 on the ground, I'm done with you.
You better shot put that sleep orb. Just
All right. Anyway, I'll be back in a bit. Love you guys.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, Human Torch is, I think he's potential to be very strong.
Oh my god, it's gonna be.
I think his kit's really cool too.
It definitely his kit I think has some setup requirements. I think his kit is very vulnerable to environmental effects, like like stairs and fucking walls are gonna be the death throw to that character, because like his lines have to connect.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
If there's like different planal action, it's gonna be a mess.
I like that his primary fire is like a shotgun-esque.
Oh no, he has options. He has the shotgun or the ball, right?
Yeah, but it's primary versus secondary. So the primary fire, the fact that he's a flying character that can't really be super far away is kind of cool, because right now it's Iron Man and Storm, and they
we can launch better. Deep. It's crazy.
Storm's better when she's with her team for that buff, but for the most part they can also play super far away and just be completely annoying.
I think there's going to be two different play styles for Human Torch, because like you're going to have you can actually play very much like backline and play very defensively.
Oh yeah, you'll absolutely be able to kill for your healers.
You can be like a complete counter dive character.
Oh yeah, you can box in your own healers and say, guys, just stand here.
Yeah,
no one's going to want to fucking dive into that shit.
No. However, I think the more interesting option is somebody plays super aggro and like uses that combo. I don't know if you've seen this. Like you can throw down the secondary fire to create that like fire blaze on the ground.
Yep.
Pop people and then use your dive. It explodes the fire on the ground. You can basically 100 to 0 somebody with like
fireworks.
Left click, right click, dash combo. And not only it can hit multiple people. So you the problem is if you mess it up, you're now in the enemy lines without your dash cooldown.
Oh yeah, no. 100%.
And you're a 250 HP squishy. So
as a primary Iron Man player, I feel the struggle. It's like being deep when your fucking boost is gone. You're like, well, I'm just gonna die now.
I did like the team up ability with the Storm and the Human Torch only because it's a team up ability that requires 2 ultimates basically.
Yeah.
So the cost is huge and the reward is also, you know.
Well, yeah, it's like what we were talking about earlier. At the current moment, it doesn't matter. Like with respect to ultimates, in the sense that like everything is just being used to counter. And at the end of the day, Magneto ults, or fucking Luna ults, fucking Cloak ults, Mantis ults. Well, there goes. It doesn't matter how many other ults are getting used. Like Star Lord ults getting countered. Fucking everyone's just getting countered left and right.
Right now, there are instances where there's encouraged using multiple ults at the same time. Like Groot and Moon Knight ult that can overcome a healer ult. Like there's other combinations, but I think this is the first like thematically encouraged by the game itself, because like the way the ult combo works, if either of them ult, the other one can then be prompted to use their ult to instantly combo it.
Yep.
So you don't have to like plan about it and try and land in the same place. Like you can just do it.
I'm always a fan of encouraging offensive ults, because like you guys say right now, like 9 times out of 10, the number of Namors I see use their ult to just counter like a dive champion. I'm like, all right, cool.
And I mean,
they're the best so fast.
All right, so if you guys check out the,
let's talk about the real, important character that's coming. The thing looks
Clark's love child, or Glatz's love child, because he feels a spiritual connection to him. Bald people unite. Go for it. You got it.
I'm so excited.
Oh yeah.
It's like my perfect play style. It's so much fun. He just straight up punches people in the mouth, and it says.
What do you want to? Let's see. Do you guys want to talk about the patch notes right now, or do you want to go look at the Marvel Rivals video for these new champions?
Do the video.
All right.
Do the video. We're
kind of in on that. I will say I'm happy about the thing, because he's the first, like, what I would call frontline initiator in the game, rather than these backline divers. That,
exactly.
Like, they're called initiators, but they're initiated completely differently.
All right, you guys. Hopefully, we'll have the stream up on like another window. But if not, I'm posting the YouTube links on there, so you guys kind of look. But we'll go through and we can pause as we go, if you guys want. So here we go.
Do you guys know? Do you think his walls will go through Groot's walls, or his charge goes through Groot's walls? I was thinking about this earlier.
So I saw that, and the interesting part about it was his ability to destroy terrain is unparalleled. Like Hulk, a lot of champions, like especially the Vanguards, I feel like they should have an easier time breaking structures in the game, and they don't. The thing, we'll probably see it in this video right here, but I'm hoping that it does go through walls, because that's a direct counter to him. So it's.
I think it will. I also think the thing is actually a direct counter to Wolverine, because I don't know if you've seen the
he can't fucking move.
Immobile. Like he's immune to knockbacks. And he also counters Spider-Man really hard too. Spider-Man cannot use his combo on him.
Oh, he can't be webbed? Is what you're saying?
Spider-Man cannot be webbed. He can't be webbed by Spider-Man. He can't be knocked up by Spider-Man. He counters Spider-Man in like impossibly hard.
That is amazing.
He can't get displaced, basically. So anything that displaces, he can't do it. Like they can't do it to him.
All right, y'all ready for this?
Oh, isn't it? It's called like grounded or something.
Yeah. All right, so y'all ready for this video?
Yeah. Wait, what do you have it up on?
It's on my stream right now. If Pat was here with his camera still on, I'd be able to like turn off the non-video participants and stream directly to Discord, but because he doesn't have that, I can't do that right now. So you guys can look at the stream a little bit. But yeah, like right here, this is what Clark's talking about. It's just insane pressure. And yeah, this charge right here, look, he breaks the whole fucking bridge. Everything goes, like everything's out. The leap is insane too. Yeah, no.
He's a full kit, bro. Like
he is. The thing can throw Wolverine now too. By the way, I don't know if y'all knew that. I just learned that. That's news for me.
Well, I was expecting it, because those are the two characters in the comics that like do that.
Oh.
Like they're known to throw up. Like they have combos with Wolverine doing that shit.
I did not know that. That's fucking cool.
Also, his I don't know if you guys have seen the
Which one?
His cosmetic that he's coming with the trench coat.
That's gonna be
yeah.
From the OG movie. Yeah.
Movie.
What's his ultimate looking like?
Oh, dude, that just
I'm gonna use it right here. Ah, a shot. Oh!
It's
Shocker, not good.
very solid.
Brutal, man.
His
Even
kit.
his punch is like a 3-second cooldown.
Yeah, no,
3-second
it's
cooldown.
he's gonna be
yeah,
insane
80
pressure
damage
tank
for the
insane
combo,
yep.
the punch.
But anyway,
Yeah,
going back into it,
yeah,
yeah, he's definitely gonna be how would y'all classify him? He's obviously not a shield tank, just bruiser tank, kind of like Thor and
No,
Hulk.
yeah, he's an initiator.
I
tank,
think
yeah.
he is a. He's not necessarily a dive tank in the way that like Thor is, because
Yeah, no, he's another leap. Yeah.
Thor. So I really actually think that he is the first like space control tank, like outside of shield
Yep,
heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Because like he's designed explicitly to like be a frontline tank, but he doesn't have shield options. But he has a lot of ways of moving people, whereas
And
he
also-
cannot be moved.
And also, he
And-
gets a fair bit of bonus health for his abilities. So
Yeah, exactly.
he's a little bit tankier than his baseline health gives him to be. Because his left shift, I think, gives him 200 health.
I think he will also get a lot of use
Let's see if I
out
can
of
see if we
his
can find
team. His team up with Invisible Woman, because
You know what the
you'll
team
be
up
able
is?
to. Yeah. So Invisible Woman teams with all the Fantastic Four characters. She has the same team up with all of them. She can give them damage reduction, and it also gives them additional shield on top of that.
Oh wow, yeah, he's gonna be a monster.
So like
I didn't
it's
know that.
already really solid for like Mr. Fantastic, but it's gonna be very good, I think, for both Human Torch because he's already squishy, but I feel like the Thing will get the most use out of that just because he'll be able to use that on cooldown pretty much.
Yep. It's
Definitely,
gonna be
yeah.
busted.
Yeah.
Absolutely busted.
I think what Glad said was he's the very first tank, especially that is meant to break the door down. You know, we have all these backliners that jump in, and I think that's gonna be a huge counter. People don't know how to play that play style yet. It's gonna be cool to see them release that, and people just freak
Hulk,
out.
Venom, Thor,
You know what I mean?
like
It's crazy.
they're there to harass the backline. They're jumping to the backline. You have Strange and Magneto. Yep. They're there to hold. Penny is a little bit more defensive. Who am I forgetting? Is that everyone?
Cap the jumper. So
you know, I say Cap, Venom, Thor.
Cap, Hulk.
Yeah. Hulk too, yeah. All right, so yeah, you got 4 die tanks. This is the first one, like Clark said. You're just there to make space.
Yeah, well, if you look at it, all of the die tanks,
too, yeah.
other than maybe Venom, like inherently aren't that tanky.
Yeah, true.
Like the Hulk can be pretty tanky, but he doesn't
the Hulk
have
can
a
absolutely
lot.
be tanky. Like the Hulks who actually get his kit right.
800 health. Yeah, you have to jump in and out. That's the whole.
It's not even necessarily that. Like, so again, Hulk's one of those tanks that has a super high skill ceiling and a very high skill floor. A lot of people don't utilize him the way like people who like truly main Hulk are supposed to use him. Because I've seen a Hulk solo tank a game. The average Hulk player cannot do that. It will not work.
But he's still like, if you look at him for base value of just his skills and what he has, he's not inherently that tanky. He's got 800 health with a shield that can break pretty easy.
Well, the problem with Hulk is that there's a lot of the danger in solo tanking Hulk is that if the enemies know what they're doing, they completely shut him down. He's very susceptible to sleeps, to any type of crowd control. If he gets caught once, he's dead, straight up.
Yeah.
Because he's really has no protection outside of his 200 HP shield, which goes like that.
Yeah.
If a Hulk really wants to get a lot of use out of his kit, he almost needs somebody to take a little bit of pressure off him.
Oh no, it's just like any of the dive tank. If like for instance, if Steven, because Steven mains Cap, if he's playing Cap and he's trying to play Cap the way you're supposed to play Cap, which is you're supposed to be in the backline's ass, your backline and your midline is gonna crumble. And Steven's not gonna get any kind of support that he needs to, get heals and shit.
Here's something that could be cool. Is right now I wouldn't consider any of the dive tanks. I don't think any of them can really solo tank great.
No.
Yeah,
I think the closest would be Thor.
There's too much weakness.
But honestly, they usually can't hold the line well enough. They can't hold a point well enough to solo tank.
Yeah, so maybe the thing is our first like actual can solo tank initiator.
Yep.
Yeah.
And just going back to it though, I will say the Thors who truly get the rotation down on Thor, they're good at that too, because Thor can move people, Thor can initiate, and if he's chaining his abilities together, he will get the bonus health. He needs just a little bit of support from like healers, but he can do it.
Yeah.
But there's no way for him to really like Clark said, there's no way really to get out of that. Like if you CC him, it's over. Like you lose the fight.
Yeah.
Well, so is the thing CC immune? Or just CC immune in general? Well,
at least his placement, I don't know about I don't know about sleep.
All right.
But
well, now that Pat's here,
I think he is. He is sleep as well.
Yep.
He is sleep confirmed.
Ooh, can I do that?
If he's completely CC immune, that is.
Oh no, he's not CC immune. The thing I watched a video on it. Anything that would cause knockback or knock up, that's it. However, like Groot ult, for example, it won't pull him to where the ult is, but he will be rooted.
Gotcha.
And then sleep works.
Sleep will work as well, as long as it does not anything that causes displacement.
Sources.
Anything that causes displacement.
I just saw a charge video.
Well, no, it's that, but like Wolverine can't grab and pick him up and move him.
Yeah.
Oh, it might. It might not stop if he's in his charge.
Yeah.
Oh, the charge itself might be CC immune, but he's not inherently CC.
Okay.
Even like Hulk's ultimate, like Hulk will still do the Hulk Buster thing, but he won't kick him away.
Gotcha.
He's incapable of it, so it like
I would
messes
actually love to see how that would function.
I saw a video on TikTok like a few minutes ago.
Is it weird? Does he just stand there?
Like he'll do the animation, he'll do all the damage, and then the thing just like breaks, and like the thing is standing all over again.
All right. Well, if y'all want to tune into my stream now that Pat's back, I can turn off the extra slot. Let's look at Human Torch and see what he's got going on. All right.
Good.
I realize an Iron Man player, it makes my heart happy to see this.
Human Torch in the house, yo.
It's gonna make a lot of eyes go to the top again, which is nice.
Yeah.
Everyone looking to the sky.
I like to see. I like the shotgun.
Yeah, no, the spread thing's amazing. Spread thing's amazing.
I really do. I like the fact that he's like a close range flyer.
Yeah. It also looks like he was able to take out the Loki fucking cookies right there, the little rocks.
I mean, it does explosion damage. So he took out the rocks, but he killed them because it does knockback. So
okay,
that's how that
cool.
works.
I didn't know that.
100%.
Yeah.
And so his dive's the knockback as well.
It is.
Yeah.
But
well, you see, hold on. Let's go back and look at it because we saw the Loki's got knocked off the thing.
So you saw a couple interactions.
Right there,
Go back and look at it. If you go back to the right here.
Yeah.
What he's doing, he puts his fire on the ground, and then he dives into it. It explodes the fire, causing the knockback and the extra.
So if you look at what he used his F. The F is the leap. So like right here, and then watch the charges. Watch the charges go down. Hold on. So he did that.
Inherently,
so he's using his right click, and then F.
When the explosions.
Yep. So he threw 2 right clicks down, and then dropped the F, and then knocked everyone back.
Yep.
And then I'm pretty sure we're gonna see his ult right there. Yep.
I mean, that's just
not the ult, but the box.
Like the fact that he got a perfect square that covered.
And I don't know if you guys have seen testing on this. That box can be very large.
It's massive.
Now, people in the firing range, you know that area with all of the bots that go back and forth in a line?
Yep.
It can cover that entire area.
Wow.
Like, it can be a massive
area. You know what I'm
insane.
realizing now? They just came out with 2 characters that are more like zone control.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, so now the Human Torch, like with that, is a huge like zone control, and then the thing can't really be moved. So.
Yeah. Capture points.
They are definitely focusing on the aggressive offensive side of the game. When prior to this, it's been very defensive and reactionary.
Yeah, which I think is healthy. I had one question because I have to get off in just a little bit. Who do you guys think as a tank pairs best with the thing?
I
Honestly,
would see a Hulk in the thing would be fire to watch.
With the exception of Penny, I think every single tank will go well with him. Either the shield tanks are going to do a better job of protecting the backline, or you're going to have the dive tanks actually be able to go out there and then the thing will be able to make space going to them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping. I think he went. I'll have to play him a little bit, but he might be the most well-rounded where you can kind of fit him into anything.
I gotta see how fast he can get bled, damage-wise, because if he's just like a Thor situation where he can't really get away from the damage being done to him, that kind of scares me. Immediately thinking, my thought process is the best tank for him to pair with is Venom, because it's like, while Thing is out there pushing away their tanks, Venom is constantly just harassing DPS and harassing healers.
I kind of have to determine where Thing plays. If he plays frontline, like against the other frontline, then you want someone dive. If he's pushing past the front line a little bit, you want someone to sit back with the supports and DPS and like not make like a shield tank maybe.
Yeah.
That could, help make sure people don't get blitzed.
Yep.
So I don't know how deep he's gonna play, but if he plays like our dive champions, like he gets that far into the back line, well then I would say a shield tank or a dedicated like heavy duty tank.
Yeah. That's
I'm also curious.
Move would be nice.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if his knockups can be blocked by shields. Because I know some other. I don't know if it's considered a projectile.
Oh, hold on. Let's ask this question right here. If Pat, if Strange is using the shield or Magneto, and like Magic comes in and does her knockup, are you getting knocked up or no?
This Thing cannot be knocked up. Any displacement will not work on him.
We're not talking about. So I don't know.
Oh wait, sorry. What?
If it's coming at the shield,
melee,
I think it blocks it.
I don't recall
Melees
being knocked
maybe different.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think Magic has tried to do that from the front.
Oh.
I know Magneto.
Out of all the people, though, it would be Magic doing that.
Magneto shield sucks up basically everything.
Magneto's shield would not block that because Magneto's shield only blocks projectiles. Strange's does as well. So I would venture to guess that Magic's knockup would still work. But
it also begs the question too for like Mr. Fantastic. Can Mr. Fantastic grab Strange when his shield's up or no?
I don't think so.
No, it hasn't worked. It's because his arm operates as a projectile when he does the grab.
All right.
It's not good. I think so. Don't quote me on that.
All right. Well, if you guys want to tune into the stream now, we can just kind of break down the patch notes since Clark's got to go here pretty soon.
Yeah. Steven is a happy man.
Steven is a very We'll start out obviously with the Vanguards. We're getting this from MarvelRivals.gg. So this is the 1.5 patch notes right here.
Yep.
I'm agreeing with you. The first bullet point is something that I think should have already been in the game. Like, there's no reason you can't raise your shield while you're in midair, but it's fine.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
I mean, that's just a huge quality of life.
Oh yeah, it's a huge one. Because I was
playing the speed on the energy saw. That's cool. So it'll launch faster.
Yep. Bust down.
I think
the ultimate charge. I don't think that was needed. It's definitely huge. Like Cap's getting a massive buff across the board. I don't think the ult needed to be tweaked with this one. I think they should have waited and seen.
Overwhelming. He should have it. Like
so. His ult is in. His ult is very good for him. His ult does not usually serve the team very well.
Yeah.
Because Captain America almost always uses his ult selfishly, which is fine, but it's like a weaker. It's the worst support ult in the game. If we're being real.
Yeah.
And the problem Captain America has faced is that his damage is just not there. Like he's a harasser, but he doesn't have the ability to finish much. Which a good Cap.
Do you think that is the case even with the animation cancel though? If you're able to animation cancel your attacks and basically double your attack speed?
Yes, I still think that he's still weaker.
And for him to do that damage puts him in like such a risky situation.
Yeah, like they tweak his damage, he'll be a menace.
So Damon, the problem with animation canceling on Captain America is you can do that. You can output a lot of damage, but then you're left with no escape route at all.
Yeah.
Because to animation cancel, you have to use your cooldowns. And
no, you don't. It's only your sprint.
You do actually. You have to at least use one of your 2 escape cooldowns, and most of the time you used one of them to get in. Now, what they fixed here, they've actually helped Cap a lot by not forcing him to launch him, to use the attack animation when he's trying to land. That's pretty big for him, actually, because he has the ability to jump out. That is huge for Cap, actually.
Yep.
But he still is reliant on using a lot of his resources to do the same job that like a Venom or a Thor could do by just pressing a couple buttons.
Correct. Yeah, he's very cooldown heavy. Completely. Yeah. If he's out, he's out.
Now Captain America has a lot of survivability just because he can jump in and out, but
yeah.
And a good Captain America can use that to his advantage, because your job as Cap is basically you just get in the healer's face and make them look at you. And
pretty much, I mean, but again, that's a flanker and divers, but that's the entire purpose. If they're not focused on the front line, they focus on you.
The problem with Cap is that he's not necessarily dangerous enough to always be able to do that.
Yeah. It's true. I am a little bit more scared of a Venom in my backline than a Cap. 100%.
Yeah.
Like, Cap annoying. A Venom will kill you. But I do think it's healthy. Doctor Strange nerf.
I'm about to say, Pat, as your secondary with Strange, for your secondary role with the Vanguard, 50 health loss. Like, how bad do you think that is?
So, I mean, for Strange overall, man, they're trying to find ways to micro drop him, and in actuality, they're just kind of really dunking on him right now. It hurts me. I get it, man. Like, he is by far pick ban in a lot of places, but I don't love this. Like, you took overall health from his shield, you took regen speed from his shield twice, and now you're taking his health pool. Like, I understand that he has crazy survivability, but you're trying to neuter the character.
I agree, because since season 1, I feel like he's picked, but he's not there's everyone else is also getting picked. Where I feel like in season 0, it was him like a majority of the time.
Yeah.
Well, it's because Strange was by far the strongest tank, and it wasn't close in season 0.
That's fine. I agree with you.
In season 1 so far, the dirty secret is Strange is still probably the strongest tank. If we're going to be straight up,
100%.
He has the most tools in his kit, and he has the largest, outside of the Venom buff to his shield, he has the largest effective health pool of all tanks. Because he's the only tank that has his shield up 100% of the time if you manage it well.
Yep.
And you have 1,400
what is it,
health.
800?
Yeah. The shield is down now to, I want to say,
I think it's 800 flat. It's 800 flat.
Yeah, 800 flat. It used to be 850.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Yeah.
So
it's 8. It's 8.
Yeah. Right. So you have 1,450 health to work with. You also have the ability to animation cancel, which other tanks can't do very well.
Yep.
You have the ability to reset your shield cooldown with animation canceling. There's a lot of not to mention that you have the ability to do crazy portal tech, and
your ultimate's busted.
I get
one of the strongest engage ults in the game.
I hear you entirely, but you're trying to neuter a character for what's written into his lore. Like, he just has abilities of things that he does in the game. Like, don't get me wrong.
Well, out of curiosity, then, Pat.
Pure speaking, as a Strange player, someone who genuinely likes the character, I agree. The animation cancel stuff is a little bit above and beyond, but it should never have been Strange's fault that they didn't make Magneto up to his ante, because Magneto should also have a fly ability. Magneto should be able to do more than he currently does. Personally, I'm glad that he can't, because like Clark said, it's a 1A, 1B kind of situation for your shield tanks. And in a lot of places, Magneto can overplay Strange. I mean, they're perfect counters for one another. Strange ultimates a team. Okay, cool. Well, Magneto shields himself and a buddy, and then he ults immediately, so any damage that would have gone to the people frozen by Doctor Strange effectively can't touch him, right? But you're kind of doing him dirty by constantly nerfing him. Instead of taking from him, add to the other tanks. Make those guys more playable. That's all it is.
I don't know about that. I feel like
I love that, actually.
I don't know, because I feel like it's all stats driven. So if he still has a crazy high win rate and he's still like way better statistically than pretty much everyone else.
Well, I would need to see
50 health isn't going to completely gut him.
Yeah.
Now they're starting to add up. You're right. They're starting to add up.
I mean, that's 4 nerfs.
If it gets much further, yeah. But to Glass's point is he's still probably going to be one of the strongest, if not the strongest tank in the game.
Right.
Not having really seen the thing in action yet.
I would need to see the statistics on his win ratios, though, because, like, how many people switch to Strange in OT just to port back to Sight? You know what I mean? Because, like, you can tell me that a Strange won MVP because in OT he TP'd to Sight and he gets the winning screen, but I would need to see the physical numbers on that. Because everybody does that. Once you make it into Platinum, you see it every time. Okay, we're in OT. My tank that was Groot is now playing Strange just to get us back to point.
That's a problem that the community as a whole has, quite honestly, Pat, is they're unwilling to switch when like, it's not working.
That is the point of a hero shooter. You're supposed to be able to switch to characters by situation and convenience.
And we've been a lot better about doing that and calling it out. Most people are just like, I'm doing this shit. You know, it's like, all right, well, you're not fucking, it's not working.
Like, I think the general point is that Strange is still going to be very strong.
Yeah.
He's toned down they keep toning him down just a little bit.
Yeah.
Is he going to be S tier? I don't know. But he's still going to be a solid tank.
I got to call him S tier because he still blocks a lot of ultimates that come in like that. He still has a lot of utility. So much utility. But I don't want to see Strange get touched again unless it's a tweak, a lateral move, or a slight buff to things that they've already lowered down.
If they do anything else to Strange, I would want to see them take his overall shield health down to 600, but give him back the regen speed he used to have. That is the only thing I want to see at this point. Because if you give him back the regen speed, but you take down the total shield health, that's completely okay to me.
All right, moving on to Groot, who I fucking hate.
I think Groot is a lot more dangerous than I think with this.
I agree.
I was about to say this. I saw this
3 meters matter a lot.
I saw that and I was like, it cements my desire to make sure he's never in any ranked game I play.
Yeah, but to me, like 3 meters in that game, it's something.
So think about it like this. No, hold on. Instead of just thinking about it as 3 meters, think about every single choke point that you have to go to where you can kind of angle the walls where you need them. That extra 3 meters will basically means that, like, for instance, think about that map on Asgard where you're pushing the cart, right? The walls now, especially if you have 2, they're going to completely cover that first corner choke almost entirely. It's rough. And it just means that people
on the maps that Groot is already... I don't disagree with you. On the maps where Groot was already the scariest tank, he is now even more scary. And on the maps where he wasn't that scary, he is now more scary.
Yep.
Like, don't get me wrong, he can still be countered, right? If you have a good Punisher who does his job, congratulations. Groot walls will not be around that much. And Groot is going to need a little bit of love, considering that the thing is a gigantic nope button to all of his abilities.
100%.
Literally.
100%.
I can tell you, I think they did this because they want the people who haven't, like, studied Groot on, hey, this distance, like, they basically have it in the back of their head, this is how far they can cast the wall. It's like ease of use for the bad player.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think it actually I look at this as this gives Groot a lot more pick potential.
Oh yeah.
Because what Groot excels at actually is, like, if you can put walls behind the back line and use your right click, like, you can put out some crazy damage potential and get picks.
Oh yeah.
And
again, it's why I hate Groot over anyone else. Like, Wolverine's not worth it. This is worth it.
Yeah. So with Groot, what you had to do to be able to do that is either you win the tank fight and can move up, or you have to walk over into their line to be able to do this. This now allows him to potentially just stand and fight and not have to move nearly as far up to do the same amount of pressure in the back line. And so I think Groot is for sure I honestly feel like most of the tanks are in a pretty healthy spot on this patch. And
well, let's move it now into Magneto getting the damage buff. His curtain goes down a little bit, which I'm not gonna lie is gonna kind of. So people don't think that 0.5 is gonna make a difference. That 0.5 is huge.
I told Damon about this earlier. I think Magneto's nerf, like, while his damage buff is nice. I think the nerf to his wall is actually it hits him harder than the nerf to health to Strange.
Yeah, the
I
slight
don't
dip as
disagree.
it's described here is actually a massive dip.
Yeah.
Because not only did his maximum duration go down, but the way, I don't know if you guys know this, but like the way his shield works is like it requires energy to use, and the consumption rate went up as well.
Yeah.
So now he's basically neutered whenever he's trying to block. And what this means, most of the time, say for instance, like you hear an ult go off, like whether it's Iron Man, Scarlet Witch, whoever. As a Magneto, your job is, where the hell is this character, and where are they gonna be firing from? Because I have to turn around and try and block it.
Yep.
And what you were able to do is like, you were able to put your shield up, turn, and face whatever you're fighting. What might happen now, you put your shield
you're gonna
up,
have to wait a
turn,
second.
you think you have enough time, and your shield goes off right before the ult actually hits you.
Yep, it's gonna be a lot of adjusting to the Magneto players who just instinctively shift and
I look at
turn.
it kind of from like a number standpoint, where what is that? That's a 30% nerf to the energy consumption and a 25% nerf to
exactly
duration time. Like to me, that's extensive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
pretty big.
I don't think they should have done both at the same time. I
No,
do think
I agree.
like you can do the energy consumption, that's fine, but keep him his shield duration. That maximum duration should have stayed.
And interestingly enough, I think the nerf to that, along with the, so we'll talk about the healer nerfs, but Cloak and Dagger did get a buff because the time between her dashes is now reduced by half.
Yeah, no, it went from 1 second to 0.67 seconds per jump.
0.67, so a 30% reduction. So that means it's harder for Magneto to actually hit her.
Yep.
So, and Magneto was the main counter to that.
100%.
And it's already hard to hit Luna, generally speaking. Cloak and Dagger was the much easier target.
For sure.
I will say though, a 5-point damage buff.
A lot of the changes, if you look at people's damage and whatnot, usually it's 5, 10 at a time max because it is huge.
Yeah, I mean
yeah,
that's.
But I felt like Magneto already did good damage.
As an Iron Man player, I can confirm he already did excellent damage.
He has good damage. He's got that splash, but I think that this is supposed to be make him a little bit more offensive because we're kind of clipping his
other tanks. He was, I feel like, lagging behind a little bit.
We're clipping his wings a little bit. Yeah. I think this is more bad than it is good for Mag, but I do think he's in an okay spot.
I think Mag actually, it hurts to say as a Magneto, but I think he's probably like a B tier tank right now.
I'm about to say he's low A at best in my mind.
Yeah, he's definitely probably. I can't put him in B because he still does so much.
Your best tanks.
Yeah.
Last patch and this patch, I would take Strange over Magneto.
100%.
Most of the time.
Yeah, the shield tanks were reigning for quite a while, and now it seems like they're just like tired of having them as like 1 and 2, so they're starting to.
I mean, now you're just gonna see Strange get banned and Magneto get played. Like it's already been the case. I think it'll continue.
I don't. We'll see. I mean,
we'll see. Strange is definitely ban worthy, but I mean, Hulk is still more ban worthy. Strange is totally ban worthy.
I think there's too many good champions to ban. So
That's fair.
I honestly don't think unless you have aversions to Strange or Groot, I think those are the only two that might deserve a ban right now with this patch.
Yeah.
But I don't see them getting banned when you have so many problematic characters that, whether you're talking about Storm or potentially even Human Torch, you have all of your problematic supports that still might be very strong, like Luna.
The alt energy increase just means they're not going to have it every single fight, but the top tier, not even top tier, like the really good ones, they're still going to be getting their alt up and chart. But I say, like the top tier ones, realistically, probably were alting like damn near twice in a fight. All they're doing now is they're just making it a little bit more lag time between each one.
So I think they had literally like most lists had S tier was Luna, Snowcloak, and Dagger, and Invisible Woman. Funny enough, because they have those.
Oh yeah, no, and she's also like
ults that heal everyone for a ton.
Yeah.
and cancel out basically other people's ults.
The variety, like they had a lot of flexibility and feasibility as characters. That's for sure.
I'm going on to Thor. I don't know much about Thor, so Steven, whoever plays him enough, like how big is this?
Oh, that's huge. That's huge, bro. That's his cooldown on his ranged ability.
Is that the one that consumes all 3 charges, lets him shoot at range?
Yes, bro. Yes, there's no cooldown. Yes, it's just he's able to counter so many other plays and be in the sky. I think he's a big exchange for a lot of the backline that people don't realize yet. Because that shit hits hard as fuck and there's no cooldown. It's just gonna be.
Wait,
so no, played right. Not no cooldown. It's shared cooldown. And the Rune Awakening takes 3 hammers, right? It takes all 3 of his hammers. Is it that one right there?
Yeah. So what used to happen is that when you use your Awakening, you now have a ranged ability. However, once that ends, you have 6 seconds where you can't use your abilities.
Oh!
You had a 6-second cooldown on all of your abilities.
Oh, that increases his survivability. Like
so
he just got busted. Okay, so Thor just took the fuck off.
Off the Thor. Actually.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Without touching like stats.
I'm saying,
I mean, Thor was very much in a position where if he pressed his Awakening, it was to finish people, because if he did not finish them, he was cooked.
Exactly. Yeah, the best Thors I saw were like using, like Pat just said, using that to like end people. Where majority of their hammers were just flying back and forth, in and out.
I mean, I feel like Thor already was like low-key on the slightly busted side. If you knew how to chain it together, this is just gonna make him a menace.
Yeah, I think this helps people like Brian who don't use the Awakening ability, but is still a good Thor.
It's true. Yep. I'm gonna say Cayman too. If Cayman was around, I'll say the same thing.
Nice. We're getting some. Looks like a buff.
Yeah, Venom right here. Let's see what we got.
Yeah.
So
his all takes less. Yep.
So he actually has a lot more interesting play potential with his dive now, because they changed the angle. Like before, it just knocked people straight up. Now you can knock people directionally.
Oh.
So you can knock people off the side of ledges and off terrain.
That fucking Hydra map now is gonna be disgusting.
Yeah, yeah. Disgusting. So all the freaking web slingers are gonna be terrifying in that. I also am okay with the reduction in his ult charge.
Yeah, it's pretty underwhelming.
Well,
I still disagree. I still think his ult is one of the better ults in the game. It just people 9 times out of 10 aren't using it right. They're just not.
No, so
I mean, I fundamentally disagree, but I think his ult is it's an engage ult, but the problem is it has no follow up. And
kind of get stuck.
Unless you do, unless you have like perfect. Okay, but that's not easy to necessarily pull off all the time, and you don't have, unless you can get everything to happen in like a 1 to 2 second window, like you're not killing anybody. And usually you grouped up people and the supports can just heal everything.
No, and I'll tell you, the combo for Venom is you don't use your swing.
You crawl
in. You run on the wall. You dive in. You hit right click. You immediately
ult. Yeah. Of course, that's.
And then that should kill the squishies after your right click goes off. But like that's the combo. So the thing why I think Venom's ult is underwhelming is because it's like complete opposites. If you use it to execute people, you're not getting any good health back. But if you use it up front, you're getting a ton of health back. But it doesn't do that much damage.
It does 50% of their HP. I think it's current HP, not necessarily max, but yeah.
It's current HP.
Yeah, current HP.
Used it enough times where it doesn't do as much damage as you would hope.
My only counter is like you guys said, like if he's doing it by himself, odds are it's not gonna happen. And obviously it'll be a little bit easier with the Storm and Human Torch thing, but I'm just saying it's like you still got to coordinate a little bit. So if Venom has someone coordinating with him on the damage side, his ult is very deadly.
I mean, that it's just.
I was about to say all the coordinated ults, it's the weakest.
Yeah, correct. Sure. I mean, every tank is supposed to be in a position where they can do coordinated ultimates. That's the purpose of their job. Strange has the best setup because, in theory, if he hits, bye your whole team. Magneto is a good isolation tool, but also can be just a damage bolster to the group if he just throws the bulwark at everybody.
And just sucks up damage too, so it makes your team inherently.
I'm excited to see those two characters play together, Black Widow and Venom, because that's gonna increase. Because look, Black Widow getting her mag increased to 15, and her ult now adds vulnerability.
It should have been done.
The ult vulnerability is
just gonna
huge.
tell you right now, if we get into a meta where it's all the fucking headshotters.
I mean, think about season 0 though. Like Hela, Hawkeye, like they were already running the shit. It's not new. It's not going to be anything new for players to deal with.
But it's definitely the least entertaining for me because, like, okay, you're going against someone like 2 guys now who are good at headshots. Yeah. Well, you just automatically lose. That's why Hela got nerfed. People are automatically losing if there's a good Hela.
Yep. I don't disagree with you, but at the same time,
Black Widow did need this love. Like out of all the fucking duelists, Black Widow
of all the characters, she had the lowest win rate and the lowest play rate. She deserved every little bit of this that she got.
No, I agree. If there was anyone to get a buff, it had to be her.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hawkeye.
Okay, increase in base health.
So he's getting a base health increase. They keep trying to tweak with his like blast arrows. Real talk, I don't.
Literally useless.
I must say I don't see anyone use them. I feel like they might need to just swap that ability out for something else.
It's used for just general displacement. Like
as much as I don't want to see Hawkeye get buffed just because of who I normally play. Real talk, they need to give him some kind of like a grappling hook or some other he shoots like an arrow that like pulls him somewhere.
He needs movement.
Yeah, he does need more movement.
I don't hate these.
He has no dash.
The crescent slash is his only mobility, so that's not.
The crescent slash is what is the katana he pulls out that deflects.
Well, he has a double jump though, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he does. Yeah.
He
I mean, honest to goodness, he has a one-shot ability. He does not deserve mobility.
This is a change
I disagree. He's the only character that can kill anybody, like no questions contested. He does not deserve it, in my opinion.
I gotta go pee real quick, but Hela, that's just her shift.
I mean, the multiplier makes sense just because that's how he plays.
Yeah.
So if he can't really kill people with headshots, he's basically useless. Oh, okay. So and then when he's got his ultimate ability, he can shoot faster. I think that's warranted as well. Like that's nothing that's like, oh my god, busted.
Yeah, I agree.
I will say this Hela buff, kind of nice. 10% damage over 30 meters, which is, she's a longer range backline. Like, so a lot of her shots are over 30 meters, so less damage drop off is pretty big.
I was gonna say I feel like I've not seen her in too many matches recently, so I think.
I tell you what, every time I play her.
Hold on, just for clarity's sake. This is not her. This is not her auto attack damage that we're seeing right now. This is her shift. This is that orb thing.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, so it's only affecting that one ability, not everything. So not. Yeah. I was about to say she definitely needs damage.
Is it a right click?
No, it's her shift. It's that little orb thing that she throws out.
And that barely does damage.
I know, but again, I think Hela's still in a good spot. The Helas who were cracked, like truly cracked in season 0, they're still. Like, they're really putting out a lot of damage.
Dude, every time I play Hela, I'm like, she feels fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Hela's in a good spot. Like, this tweak right here maintains her in a good spot. Like Steven, I gotta ask, like on console, like, do you be seeing a lot of Helas like that, that are no?
Not really, man. I mean, to be honest with you,
much.
I think she'd be more of a drop off. Yeah.
I mean, good for her.
My other lore character right here, Lee Sin. Iron Fist.
Chang.
Hate him.
Hate
him.
Of course, they had to the whole book about his changes.
Yeah, they did, but I'll make it real simple. Is like, just like Pat was talking about earlier. Instead of nerfing Strange, they should be bringing up the other tanks to kind of like get a little bit more on his level, right? If you look at the other die people, you look at Black Panther, you look at Magic. They have in my opinion, a lot more survivability when they're actually in the middle of the backline. Assuming they're landing their stuff and they're doing their combos right, they are excelling. Iron Fist was lagging a little bit in that department, and these changes kind of just bring him more in line with what the Magics and the Black Panthers can do. That's pretty much all I got to say on that subject. Here's my baby.
I think he was able to get absolutely dusted so I think he needed to become tankier.
Yeah, and most of these changes,
no defense.
And most of these changes, the health aside, are still things that you have to like actively land and know when to use. Like it's not just giving it to you for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's not. I don't think he's as nimble as Black Panther or like.
Other than the fact that he can run across walls, that's about it. I mean, Black Panther still his mobility is insane
compared to the dashes.
Oh yeah, no.
And the run, how fast he runs, like he can get in and out so much easier than Iron Fist. So I feel like Iron Fist being like a bruiser makes sense to me. Also, his lore, like okay.
Yeah.
All
right, Iron Man.
That's gay. Okay.
So my take on this is they are no. Glass isn't wrong. Here's where it's at.
Unibeam?
No, 100%. But real talk, you see a lot of Iron Mans. They just want to sit there and use the cannon or whatever the fuck it's called, the actual like their projectile. They don't use the beam a whole lot because they don't want to get close because they're fucking scared. But what they're trying to do is they don't want to completely gimp Iron Man in the mid to higher play. Because we're gonna see it later on. They're nerfing Gamma. Gamma is gonna make Iron Man's Unibeam, just the Unibeam. The repulsor, the actual cannons are still gonna be strong. The Unibeam's only gonna be slightly stronger than it is baseline. So they're giving a slight buff to that, but we're not gonna see the 220 per second. It's gonna go down to like 210, 200. 20, 30 damage per second is still a lot, but yeah.
Probably could have changed other than his Unibeam.
Probably,
Look,
but
I totally understand what they're doing. It's because they're taking Gamma away, but they should have added some kind of negative to Unibeam. There's no reason he just gets unwarranted assistance like this, and you don't either decrease how long it takes for Unibeam to burn out, or you increase the little lag time in between him switching to Unibeam or switching out of Unibeam. There should have been some kind of addition there, like conditional exceptions to his damage buffs.
Agreed. I would say, as a player, I'm enjoying the buffs to his damage. As a community person, it does seem a little bit out of place because, again, I personally feel like Iron Man's already in a good spot, even without Gamma.
Yeah.
Yep. Magic. I mean...
I don't mind these.
Hater.
Whatever. I don't care about this.
I'm not a fan of the alt reduction.
Any more or less, like, she's already annoying, we know.
Well, side note. I don't feel like enough players know this because we talk about destroying Onks, we talk about destroying Groot walls and fucking Namor shit and Loki clones. People do not realize that you can destroy her little demon rage shit.
Fucking demon, baby.
Yeah, it's like 100 HP. Like
they're probably showing in bronze.
They were like, oh, sure. But yeah, no, the damage reduction there means she's getting less bonus health. But like real talk, I don't think her ultimate needed that percentage point reduction because when she ults. The good to cracked magics are going to know what I'm talking about. The ones who feel like, oh yeah, like no. When she ults, unless you're ready with counter ults, she's destroying a backline. The backline is gone. Yeah. She's doing insane amounts of damage. Her range
but
is...
again, she can get CC'd. You can out-heal
Absolutely.
Like,
again, if you're ready with the ults.
Like, I don't think her ult's not that great. Like,
she has a wide...
It's not like specific. The most busted alt in the game by any means.
She has a wide margin. She has a wide margin to miss.
Oh yeah.
Because like if she ults near tank, she ain't doing dick.
Well, yeah, but again, anyone who's focusing tanks when they're doing things like Magic's supposed to be doing, they're not playing her right to begin with. They fucking deserve the L. All right, Mr. Fantastic. Ugh.
He needed a buff.
Really?
I hate looking at this guy. I think he needed a full character rework and make him a tank.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think he's tanky enough now. I think he's tanky enough now.
That's what I'm saying. He's a hybrid DPS, and I don't like that.
If
you want to make him a tank, make him a tank.
Yeah, they should have made him a Vanguard offering. Okay. Him being a duelist is a fucking...
Because he has a great... Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Go, Pat. No,
he has a great kit for a Vanguard. He has a terrible kit for a DPS, in my opinion.
Which one's flexible elongation?
I don't know his abilities like that.
I think that's his grab.
Charge, yeah. I thought isn't that charge at him?
I think that's the.
No, I think
isn't that the damage absorption?
Full.
No, that's a damage absorption, isn't it?
I don't know.
Can someone look it up?
Why would the radius after landing? Oh, maybe you can shoot it 5 meters away after. I don't know. I don't think anyone here plays.
Yeah, sadly, just not enough.
And honestly, he was pretty underwhelming. So.
Yeah. I
just
think they're making Iron Fist this.
What was that,
Pat? I think that they're building Iron Fist to be. Hey man, look.
Oh, I could see that.
Look.
Pat, or sorry, Steven, go ahead.
Look, I'm gonna tell you. Look, we're alive right now, bro. We are brown people. We're not the same person, man.
Yeah, you're not gonna keep convincing. Trying to convince.
I was trying. First of all, I didn't get y'all confused, so let's just nix that right now.
Listen,
I was trying to hear what Pat said specifically because he said he confirmed which ability it was, so I knew what we were talking about.
No. I just want to say, just because me and him are a part of the same Micronesian mafia does not mean that you gotta say anything like that. That's crazy work. I'm tired of getting compared to this model, man. I can't keep up with it, boy.
Look, man.
We're individual personalities, man. Come on. I will say that I think Iron Fist, this is the rework that they're putting Iron Fist. It was like, he's going to be more of a hybrid specialist where it comes to, you know, being a Vanguard.
Wait,
I think this
Iron
is the
Fist
new
or
version that they're making.
Mr. Fantastic?
Iron Fist. No, Iron Fist is coming along the lines of Mr. Fantastic. Yeah. Well, looking at his stats and how their play styles, you think about Mr. Fantastic is still beefy and in the field. That's what Iron Fist is going to be. This is the Master Yi, you could say.
I think Mr. Fantastic has a lot more leeway for new players making mistakes. Because he just gets the big health. You do your 2 hug peoples.
Disagree.
You get 2 hugs on people and you land like 1 auto attack and he's in beef form. Iron Fist, Black Panther, Psylocke, Magic goes in the back line, fucks up their rotation. They're getting clapped immediately.
For sure, but in the same sense, though. Go ahead. No, let's go.
I was just saying, I feel like Mr. Fantastic is pretty useless unless he's in his big form.
No, he is.
So but the combo to get the big form is not the easiest to learn.
It's a 3-piece combo if you're doing that one. It is literally the 3-piece combo. You do your double hug the person, because that builds up most of your, I don't know what the thing is actually called, but we'll call it rage. It builds up your rage bar. His elasticity, thank you. Then you literally need to land like one of your other abilities. Boom, he's in big form. It can be done very quickly because you're jumping someone else, you're giving them a shield or an enemy doing damage. You do that twice. You land your auto, your attack or your whatever it is for elasticity. You're already in the thick of them, and then boom, he's Luffy 4th year. He's good to go.
Yeah. So if you can juggle your size change effectively, then he's actually pretty damn good.
Yeah.
But I don't see a lot of people doing that in like.
It's most of what I see when I see them playing.
Yeah.
I guess if you're playing in ranked, it's a completely different animal. But
yep.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just a quality of life fix. This is something that's already been happening. It just wasn't confirmed.
Yeah, I think that was.
Yeah, the Moon Knight was. Clark said it before he left, or when we were talking about it earlier. But it was like already supposed to do this, but it wasn't. So. Yeah.
And it's just the correction quality of life.
Each hit now does 150 as it should.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, but I mean, the problem that I was noticing playing, like, if I was like on Squirrel Girl or somebody else and I can think of it, like my reaction time would be immediate. I still couldn't escape the ult. I think this will allow it to actually happen now. Like, if you have good enough reaction time, you might actually survive. Versus if you get caught in the center, you're dead. Guaranteed.
Well, I feel like if you get caught in the center, it shouldn't really matter what your reaction time is. You got caught in the center.
Well, I'm talking more for Squirrel Girl because I can go up and I can get out at the same time. Versus like someone who has to like actually run out. Yeah, you're not getting out.
Yeah, and you get caught in like the back half of the circle where you you can actually just step out.
Yeah.
But if you get in like the front part and they're casting it, so like they're taking away your escape route, then you're just out of luck.
Yeah. I think Scarlet Witch needed this change. I think she deserves it. I think she needed it. I personally don't like her. I think I would be very curious to see her statistics on actually getting her ult off in most games. I feel like it has to be a very high she's not ulting because it takes her an hour to actually cast it. The bonus health will give her just a little bit of the defense that she needs to maybe survive it. A good lobby will still peel her.
I don't even think it's the surviving part. I think that there's just too much CC that stops her ult.
Oh, no, agreed. I mean, CC aside, like, pretend like you don't have a Penny, Spider-Man, anyone that can actually CC it. She's still getting just absolutely clobbered out of the air. Every time.
I guess if you position, like, a jack-off, then...
I mean, again, look at the weighted distribution of who's in what rank, though. That's going to be, again, Grandmaster and down. People are not really getting her all off at all. And above that, people are going to be even more hyper aware of it. 100 health isn't a lot. Yeah. It's not. But it gives her what she needs.
Believe me, she needed something because I've literally been in a match where I've seen a Scarlet Witch ultimate 5 times and not get a single one off.
100%. Or they just don't hit anyone because they went back too far.
No, I've seen one that got absolutely clapped where she either got Luna Snow right clicked or killed or another form of CC. I was staring at her and she just couldn't get an ultimate off.
Yep. Moving on to Spider-Man though. None of us here play Spider-Man because we have self-respect. But Lucas, when he saw this change, he basically broke it down. He said this was massive. He said this was an absolutely massive buff to Spider-Man. Basically, it's the amount of time he's waiting outside of combat when he swings away.
That's your whole combo.
Exactly, it's the whole combo. So this is just gonna make Spider-Man's a lot more terrifying.
So now your whole combo is on like a 2.5 second cooldown instead of 3 second.
Exactly. It's just it's gonna be crazy. And we've been seeing a lot more Spider-Man players just trying to get good with him.
I was going to say, for 2 weeks, we're going to see a few very, very bad Spider-Men trying to get used to him.
Yep.
And then in 2 weeks' time, you're going to see a lot better Spider-Man being more consistent.
Yep. And I'm happy they didn't touch his damage with this, by the way, too, because they nerfed his damage and a whole bunch of other things the last time he got touched. This is a nice little micro change to just test those waters. But, yeah, I'm not looking forward to that at all. Yeah. At all. Star-Lord. Pat, you like Star-Lord. What you got?
I mean, this
Steven,
is...
you like Star-Lord too, right?
That's cool. I'm okay with this.
Yeah, I mean, this is a completely good change, but I thought it was missing something. I thought they increased his ultimate.
No, it's not.
His energy.
Nope. We you and I were together for that. We misread it.
Lost in translation.
Yeah. It was just misread. So they're just basically boosting his fuel and his boots from 12 to 18.
That's all of his mobility. So I think.
Yeah.
I love
it's very fair.
That'd be nice.
No,
I love and I hate this.
I mean, we need a counter. He's gonna be a good counter for Storm and Johnny. Like, this is what I'm saying. We're gonna have to go to the skies more often to keep that in check. So it's a good transition.
Yeah.
No, I don't hate this.
His base kit is still you have to hit your shots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, facts.
This allows him to get in the face of Storm and Johnny way faster and stay there.
Yep.
Yo, damage fall off is
and then
huge.
to get out.
We'll just move on to Storm. Yeah,
just nerfs across the board.
I was going to say, so 10% damage on shots at range needs to happen. She definitely was feeling very Season 0 hella Hawkeye, or just being able to completely melt people from, across the map.
Yeah.
Plus her right click was disgusting with it.
The damage increase for allies. Okay, so they're actually promoting her to play more around her team with the second bullet point. A little bit extra damage when it's the lightning. And then, 16 to 12% damage for the actual lightning strikes when you activate with your E. I don't know what it is on console, Steven, but... No, I'm...
Probably the same.
Yeah, these are fine. I'm not too mad about it.
Yeah, I think they're trying to make her more of a team player, play at that, mid-range.
Yeah. I mean, a good Storm...
Which I think is cool.
A lot of people... There's different takes on this. I don't think a lot of people play Storm right. They try and play her you'd play Iron Man or something up in the sky. Storm really is best damn near at ground level with the team when they're in a choke. It's different on domination. I'm talking purely about payloads. If the team you're seeing their playstyle is a lot more grouped together, Storm on ground level, firing her shots, they're clipping everyone in that line. They're not stopping at the first target. A lot of people really don't realize that. So you can charge her ult really, really quickly, and you're giving that damage buff to your teammates while you're ground level. Now, domination, or if the team's playing a real fucking split, or if it's got a lot of dive people, you gotta start moving around. You can't do it like that. But besides that, no. I'm not mad at it. All right, Pat. This is your area.
Needed. I don't care what anybody says.
I disagree entirely. He already was I could peel tanks as Adam Warlock with the machine gun on his thing.
I mean, this is what stats don't lie.
I mean, this is needed. It's just genuinely needed.
Statistically, he's not good.
Yeah. You have to look at the numbers and the figures of this. People were afraid to pick Adam Warlock unless he had specific boom healers with him, because the triple meta only exists because Adam Warlock could not pull his weight and Mantis couldn't match the weight pull.
Okay, so
that's why people began.
I agree with you on that, but I'm gonna speak to part of what you said and what Glatz just said. Nothing changes for Adam Warlock on that side for still needing a main healer. Keep in mind, Adam Warlock's heals are already good. You're usually just using them at the wrong times, but they're not changing that. The Soul Bond still has a 30-second cooldown. An extra 5 health per second, good.
But it's the healing while I'm in Soul Bond that increased.
Exactly. It's five extra per second, and it lasts for like what, about 8 seconds. So you're getting about 40 extra points of healing. I'm not saying it's slight. That is a good change, but they're not really changing a whole lot in terms of him surviving by himself without a main healer. Like him and a rocket, I'm still not gonna like it.
I mean, I don't disagree with you in that regard, but the thing is, his playstyle has always been around timing. Every single thing. His ultimate is timing. Soul Bond is timing. Using his ultimate strategically is timing. But by giving him a little bit of a bolster to his, damage output in the close range to make divers say, hey, maybe I shouldn't be here anymore.
Yep.
And to spot heal his team when he reses them. This is huge.
I think true. I think these kinds, so Mantis, Adam Warlock, these pseudo healers that aren't primaries, they have to have something else to do because they can't heal as good as some.
So I don't necessarily like. So I said it earlier, and I kind of want to take back what I said. I'm running a little bit on that. It's just like I wouldn't necessarily say that like a prime healer or a main healer is what I said. Main healer.
Yeah.
Like Mantis's healing numbers are going like she'll still top heal in the game easily. I've seen Pat do it 1,000 times. What I think we need to say is burst healers. Luna's a burst healer. Cloak's a burst healer. Invisible Woman's a burst healer. These HOTS, or in this case cooldown management, again, Adam Warlock still needs to be paired with a burst healer.
I mean, yeah, but at the end of the day, strategists are meant to be a certain kind of play style. It's not exactly 100%. Just for heals. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but I think that's good for the quality of the game. You get him picked a little bit more often.
And I'm not saying that
this hurts. This hurts too much.
Before we go too deep into Cloak, I just want to say, like for Adam, not saying that his changes aren't excellent. I'm just saying I'm not 100% sure that they were needed. But they, like Lat said, statistically, it'll bring him a little bit more in line. And we'll see what happens.
He probably has a lack of pick rate and a lack of win rate, which then says he needed something.
Yeah, he definitely did. He definitely did. If for me, I would have dropped like a 0.4, 0.6 second cooldown on his heals, but that probably would have been way too busted.
Yeah, because I think they're not focused. Like what we were just saying, he's a cooldown management healer.
Yes,
so I don't think they're necessarily first looking at, he's not healing enough. No, he has a point when he should heal. When everyone's real low, he should soul bond heal. Bam, everyone's back up.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
At the end of the day, that is supposed to help the people who play bad ultimates on him.
Correct.
Because when you ultimate poorly on him, you can get cooked really badly. So if you ultimate badly, but you have your heal charges, congratulations, you're probably going to survive a little bit longer.
Agreed. All right, now Pat, going back to this because it hurts my soul too.
Yeah.
Hurts everyone.
Listen, is this hurt? I mean, this at the end of the day, this is
character.
Listen, I as a Lord plus 5,000 points on a Cloak and Dagger, like I love this girl. You know what I'm saying? Now that I've read it, this is good for the game.
1,000%.
Because we mentioned this earlier. Like Cloak and Dagger is such a quick I'm a duelist main. I don't heal. Okay, well, cool. I guess I'll just play Cloak and Dagger because she's brain dead. This removes some of the brain dead ability. I completely, utterly agree with ultimate ability. All healers across the board should have an uptick in how much energy it costs to use their ultimate.
Yeah, I'm about to say. You said what was that? Lat, sorry.
The second.
I got a problem with that.
So but going back to what Pat said, very much in line with every other strategist is getting right now. They needed an increase to their energy cap without fucking too much of the ultimate.
Yeah. So this is nice. I didn't read this the first time, but increasing the segments. No. The segment increase from 220 to 250. That's nice.
As an Iron Man player, it will make it harder for me to hit. 100%.
The ultimate timer reduces needed. That's completely okay. Segments not being able to stack at least once over is a little bit annoying, but the time decrease is also kind of nice. That vulnerability buff is kind of
extra 10%, almost 10% damage on targets is absolutely insane.
I get it. It's meant to be a finisher. And when you look at every character that's a burst healer, when you look at her, when you look at Luna, when you look at Rocket in his situations where he can burst, all of them have the ability to either amplify their team's offense or vulnerable the team's defense. You know what I'm saying?
You know
so
what I'm thinking about?
This makes sense.
I'm thinking about the fact that we all knew these nerfs to the ultimates were coming.
Yeah.
Needed, but yeah.
So really, we knew this was going to happen. So I'm thinking this is like a buff, kinda.
Yeah.
Because when something's coming, and then he gets an extra 8% vulnerability. Do you know how often I'm using this thing? Do you know how many people I'm hitting with this? And now they're gonna have
side note, specifically
because they're trying to get
Glass,
they're trying to get people off of heal botting. That's the
but
purpose.
real quick, specifically what Glass said. Good cloak and daggers know this, and to people who are like, as you said, just default picking her because she's brain set. No, but I say you should never be reloading as dagger. You switch to cloak, you throw out your wall, and then you go back every time.
It's not always that easy.
I agree with you. It's not 100% of the time, but most of the time.
It's not that fluid.
Sometimes you want your other cooldowns when you're dagger, so it's not always good to cycle. You can get away with it a lot of the time.
I miss this. Yeah. Even though the segments can't stack, which, again, I agree with what Pat said. They should be able to stack layer at least one time. They're increasing the healing tick from it from 220 to 250. Or the healing amount each segment will do from 220 to 250. That's pretty significant.
That's a big significant change.
Yeah.
I think it's so... I actually didn't like the stacking because it made it so, like, one-dimensional. I think now that everyone's going to be able to travel as far as, like, the full 4 away... I think it's going to actually set up some pretty cool.
No, it's very in line with what they're doing with the Human Torch and Storm. They're trying to promote offensive ultimates versus defensive positions, and I appreciate
and these ultimates. These ultimates can either segment off a point or take you somewhere, or not just I'm going to stack 4, and no one who stands in these 4 will ever die.
Yeah, unless the burst ultimate comes out to kill you.
Yeah.
And I don't have much to say about Invisible Woman. Just moving on to her.
Nothing to say. Good for her. She needs it.
Needed to happen.
Her ult called Invisible Booty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Boundary.
Steven, I think you just thinking about other things on the brain.
You worry too much about some other things.
So Loki, again, these changes to Loki, I'm very happy to see. I did think he needed a few more shots in his fucking arsenal. 10, I felt like was a little bit low. And his ultimate, his ultimate was getting used way too much. Way too much.
His ultimate has too much flexibility. It needed this.
Yep.
Yeah, it's in line with everything else.
Yep.
And I agree. Giving him a couple extra rounds in the chamber is a good thing.
Yeah, needed to happen.
Needless to say, another one of my lords. I love her, but she needed this. It's too easy. It's too easy for Luna Snow to get her ultimate twice in a team fight.
She's healing. She's doing damage.
Nothing is more annoying. Nothing is more annoying than seeing her ult at the beginning of overtime, and then just when you think you're finally gonna win,
she starts dancing
ults again.
Yep. No.
Yeah, can we talk about how like the least known Marvel character being the most broken for the
I appreciate that because if they only came out with the fucking
is unless you're like a fan.
But if they only came out with like the top tier people will not get excited about like the fucking deep cuts. And I appreciate every single deep cut that they've done.
Says the Iron Man.
Again,
right.
Listen, hey, I also like Squirrel Girl, but again, that's not helping my case. Pat, what do you call the champions I pick again? What's the phrase you use?
Hey, bitchless ass.
All right, let's look at the fucking team up changes over here.
Boy, I don't care about these. These are significant, especially the Atlas Bond. That's pretty fat.
Oh.
That's pretty huge. That gives her some more getaway, and it allows... I like Luna Snow definitely has the least amount of getaway from all the characters. I don't care what anybody says. The fact that she can't skate speed sideways as fast as she can forward and backward, she should at the very least she should be able to speed up going backward.
Real talk.
She has such a hard time getting away.
Real talk. We all know what this game was based off of, Overwatch, and then we all know who she should move like, which is Lucio.
Yep.
That skating motherfucker.
Sure, never played Overwatch. I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it, bro.
Hop and skate on walls, but she could at least be, omnidirectional.
Yeah. Dimension shortcut. Panther and Psylocke.
I've never seen this used in gameplay. I don't.
Okay, so when like dueling them a lot of times like 1v1 when they have this, it's the most annoying thing in the world because like you think you finally got them and they just back 5 seconds. Crazy. So the fact that they're getting a buff on health return, but they're shortening the window, I mean, that just... We'll see. Yeah. We'll see how it goes.
It's different. It's different in the room. Yep.
Oh, my baby.
Long awaited.
Yeah, I talked about this earlier. Pat, I don't know if you were on or off for it, but specifically like with Iron Man, they're increasing damage on the repulsor beam. They're nerfing Gamma. Feels like a very lateral move. So, Hulk gets a little bit less health. 20 less on the repulsor beam. But now my repulsor beam does like 190. I'm getting 10 extra damage per second.
Yeah, I mean this is a nerf based on statistics. Hulk has like the 3rd highest ban rate in the game right now.
It's just a nerf the team up, which everyone knew was probably the best team up in the game.
Oh no, Gamma was the best, and I think it's been the best since season 0. It needed a change.
At one point, the Star-Lord Cocoon one.
I was about to say Karmic Revival and Gamma Charge are the 2 best in the game. They have been for a long time.
Yep.
Because you're telling me essentially Star-Lord can have 3 lives, like in a small period of time. That's intense. Yeah. And then you throw a rocket on top of that and make it a 4th. Like, that's insane.
Oh, I kind of like this one for the Moon Knight.
This is needed. I think this was. I expected it to be this way.
It makes sense with who he teams up with. It should have happened.
Yeah. True.
Okay, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love me some Moon Knight. So.
Yep. And then lastly, we got Symbiote.
I hate this change. I hate this change so much.
I hate it for probably the same reasons Pat's gonna say he hates it. But talking to Lucas, who plays a lot of Spider-Man, so I'm gonna come at you from his perspective. Lucas does not like this change because in his mind, 4 seconds of 50% reduced damage, most people aren't gonna be able to like really do that. Like he had basically 4 seconds of strong survivability versus 1 second of iframes. So I'm pretty sure the Spider-Man players and the specifically Spider-Man players, they're not going to fucking really like this a whole lot. The Penny players, 2 seconds of invulnerability seems a bit crazy to me, but...
I don't think the Spider-Man players will necessarily care, because, like, it's meant to be a burst. It's meant to be part of your combo.
Yeah.
Well, again,
you just want the damage to pop.
But you were doing it damage for 4 seconds, correct? Because I'm not gonna lie, not use the symbiote thing a whole lot, but you were doing damage over those 4 seconds, right, Pat? When you popped the form, or was it at the initial burst?
Yes.
So you're losing 4 seconds of that damage. It's down to 1 second, and instead of taking 50% reduced damage for 4 seconds, you're invincible for 1 second.
Yeah, I think that's completely.
As someone who doesn't want to deal with them, I love it. But as the players, they're not gonna like that.
If you fuck up your combo, well, then guess what? You shouldn't get a kill, and you should possibly die.
100%. I'm just saying, like right here, will enjoy.
I agree that's a lot of the characters on here.
Yep.
My only problem with this is now you're adding another layer to this. Like, you're giving both Spider-Man and Penny the opportunity to say no to burst ultimates.
Yeah.
Because first of all, I don't want to hear anybody say it. Spider-Man's the most technical character in the game. I fully expect my Spider-Man to be able to time this like a counter.
Oh,
when I see Iron Man's ultimate, when I see Groot's ultimate, when I see Doctor Strange, I'm immediately saying fuck anything that they say. It's not gonna get me. I do not like this, because respectfully, as a Strange player, you're telling me now that Spider-Man has the opportunity to just say no to my ultimate. That's not all right to me. You're telling me as a Groot player, you have an opportunity to say no to my ultimate. Penny, sure. I don't get it. For Penny, it makes perfect sense to me, because realistically speaking, she needed a little bit of love. She needed a little bit more survivability. Boom, she got it.
I mean,
low elo bait right there.
I don't want to see buffs to Spider-Man.
Invincibility doesn't mean, it just means you don't take damage. It doesn't mean you don't get CC'd or crowd control.
I think invincibility might have a different meaning. I think invincibility
it's everything.
It's everything.
But my
I'm 90% sure, not 100%. 90% sure.
My whole thing is, if you're giving a character like Spider-Man iframes, who already is the most technical character in the game, this just makes the high tier Spider-Man that much more scary.
Exactly.
Which is what it should be.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it too is now he's like a crazy counter. Because imagine the Strange goes down, he fucking 1 second, boom, and he ults, bro.
I saw.
You're saving.
Yeah, I saw a video. I saw a video.
Every Spider-Man is.
And Iron Man was ulting, right?
Yeah.
I saw a video of an Iron Man ulting, and Magic was able to leap into the air, and then she used her shift where she gets the iframe, and she countered the ult. I already know for a fact I'm going to see a lot more Spider-Mans trying to intercept like my ult particularly, and I'm not looking forward to it.
And now that's what I need to see. Is it a phase through iframe, or is it a blocking iframe? Because is this the situation where Iron Man ults and Thor jumps in to eat the ult so none of his team takes it?
I would say it's a blocking
or this is a block / counter.
I would say it's a blocking one solely for the fact that if you look at how it interacted with the Magic and her invincibility while she phases, it was the same thing. So I expect it to be.
This just annoys me because now this makes the Iron Man players, the Storm players, that much more difficult to deal with Spider-Man. They already struggle to deal with him as it is.
You know what I like about this though? It's a team up ability, so the cooldown isn't that like quick. I think what is it, 20 seconds?
I don't even know that it's 20 seconds.
12 to 30 seconds, which is a worse window, I know, but I don't have an exact number.
I think it's like 20 seconds. So my thing is now you kind of have to have the decision: are you going to use it offensively or defensively?
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
So before, all they would use that for was to go in and try to get a pick. Well, now if you get a pick, well, guess what? Now, what if someone launches an ult? You don't have it for that iframe.
Exactly. But 9 times out of 10, I'd say even like 999 times out of 1,000, they're gonna have fucking the web sling. They're getting out. A good Spider-Man will be getting out.
Cooldown is 30 seconds. That's not
30 seconds.
terrible.
All right.
Yeah. So I think you now have to like make a conscious decision whether you're going to save it for a possible, ult counter, or are you going to try to do what Spider-Man does, go in there and get a pick?
Exactly.
Do you think you're going to see it play together with Penny and Spider-Man, where they're going to take turns?
See, so all
the changes we've seen to Venom.
I think what's going to happen is this is going to cause Spider-Man to bait out more ultimates now.
Yeah.
Like Spider-Man's going to go in there for so many more feints now. You're going to bait out so many other ultimates that could potentially deal with him. I don't know. I don't like Spider-Man getting 2 buffs in one patch. I hate that, actually.
About Spider-Man.
I don't like seeing Spider-Man get 2 buffs in one patch.
Yep.
I don't like seeing that at all. That hurts my feelings.
We'll have to see how it actually plays out in the field, but yeah, it's not gonna be fun.
Penny's gonna be fire, man.
Like and even with ultimates, you're telling me as a Luna Snow player, there is a chance now. The one opportunity I have to stop Spider-Man, the one with my freeze, is now contingent on how good of a player that Spider-Man is. I don't like that.
Yep,
it's true.
Well, the thing about this, imagine the Penny. The Penny, she can block her nest off with this and just fucking Bogart and stand in front and go invisible or invulnerable. Like, that's crazy. That's 100% a
for 2 seconds too. Specifically for Penny, it's 2 seconds, which I do not like.
Bro, she's gonna eat ults and then they're gonna drop down and it's gonna be going crazy. Like, it's gonna be a very tactical play. But what's interesting too is you think about when you have Thing in here, it's going to be a force of action if there's able to body block. Or is it going to, there's going to be a different kind of counter mechanic for the game itself?
Yeah, I mean, time will tell. Time will tell.
Yeah,
I'm excited for it to drop. I will say this is like, I think the playstyle is going to be a little more engaging rather than
100%. 100%. And it was needed.
Yeah, what about Blade? What y'all think about that?
Listen,
I can't wait.
On principle alone, I have to play my Black King. You gave him cornrows and a Cuban. I gotta play that.
Nice.
I have to play that.
That's right.
I absolutely have to play that.
Have you guys seen his kit yet?
Is it confirmed? Because remember, they were debunking a lot of shit because like the devs are purposely Blade. Oh, they're putting a lot of like false leads and shit into like the code updates and whatnot. So like all the people who do like the whatever it's called, it's bullshit. But no, I genuinely hope Blade is actually someone that's coming out pretty soon. Him and Deadpool.
Just watched all 3 Blade movies the other day.
Hey. All right. Either way, on that note, guys, I do need to sign out.
Yeah, it is time.
Do something kind. Yep. Do something kind for somebody else today. Bye bye.
All right, guys.
Yeah, give me like $5.
There you go. All right, guys. First episode of XP and Umami is down. See you guys next time.
Arigato.